So you can see here, we've got someone helping a patient through double doors, and they're trying to hold the doors open while the patient assists the nurse getting the bed out the room. Potential of damaged limbs coming through as the doors are self-closing on the bed, and similar with wheelchairs and so on. I'm sure you're all aware of electromagnetic or EMAG door closers and their benefits. They're quite a common sight through hospitals and care homes. They're really a life-saving device when you think of them in the following simple way. This is a door closer that we sell ourselves. So when using the hold open option on an EMAG door closer, a door closer is simply held open constantly in the desired position. So that allows for free flow of traffic through corridors. So like we saw on that picture of the slide before, someone trying to get through a double door set, a nurse wheeling a patient through, it's pretty much impossible for them to hold open both those doors and wheel the patient through in one go. So that will mean at some point the trolley may be bashing on the fire doors, dinting them, potentially rubbing against and damaging smoke seals and intermittent strips. So simply put, a damaged fire door is then compromised. So it may no longer work to its full extent in the event of emergency. If a fire should spread, it could spread very rapidly. So having the doors held open using an EMAG door closer that is directly connected to the smoke and fire alarm system. So when a fire is detected and the alarms sound, the doors will automatically close, so sealing off the area and preventing that rapid spread of fire and smoke. So simply put, in swing-free mode, the door closer does not come into play at all. The door will just stay in whatever position you want, and it's light and easy. You can open it with your little finger even. So the door closer pressure is not there. So if you have less abled people in a ward, they may be weak, and it's not easy to push against the pressure that the closer will apply. So having this in swing-free mode makes it easy for them. And then when the fire alarm does go off, this cuts the electricity going to the unit, which will essentially work like this, which will then close the door from whatever position it's left in. One way to make fire doors a friend rather than an enemy is to work on, for hospital trusts to work on choosing door closers that have got high efficiency. So that means that they've got the efficiency to be easy to open, as we've been speaking about, the ease of opening for the less able, and the power to close. And there are a number of door closers on the market that assist BS 8300, which is in building regs Doc M, which would apply to most health facilities. Where there's positive air pressures in operating theatres, where you're forcing out the any contamination through air pressure, that will conflict with fire doors. So the rule of thumb is power adjustable door closers, power up to maximum, that you can still operate the door, and the speed down. Slow close, but with power, allows air to escape.
So yeah, the NHS SBS vision is to help the NHS save money and enhance quality so it can improve health, innovate to save lives, and deliver better outcomes with care and compassion. So who can access our framework agreements then? So NHS Shared Business Services is obviously set up with the view of supporting the NHS and the healthcare sector, but our frameworks are accessible and available to the broader public sector, and we are a national provider for a range of estates, construction, health, digital and IT corporate services framework agreements. So our frameworks can be used by essentially any public sector organisation, from the NHS to local authorities, educational institutions, universities, museums, prison services, emergency services, etc.
There's benefits of the framework. It's specifically developed for the NHS and healthcare sectors through the specification. It's fairly broad in its makeup, so it's quite useful to use within the healthcare sector. Compliant routes to market. There's basically two. It's direct award and any competition. Obviously, direct award has the benefits of it's quicker, and if you can say we get approval to do it, that's obviously quicker route to obtaining your service. We renew your contract. Mini competition, as I said, yeah, invite the suppliers and do a mini competition over the sort of 3 weeks, something like that. Go from there.
How is the efficiency of fire door closers measured?
Yeah, so it's the opening force divided by the closing force and times by 100, and that gives you a percentage. So typically on door closers that assist BS 8300 Doc M for the Equalities and Qualities Act, so meeting that requirement, you'd be looking at door closers of around high 70s, early 82%. We've got a rack and pinion door closer that's 86% efficient, and yeah, there is actually in the EN 1154 standard a minimum efficiency stated.
So the NHS SBS frameworks, there is no limit to value of works that can be procured via the framework. So that's, yeah, that's fine. And also in terms of region, while you do need to sign up to use the NHS SBS framework, essentially any trust across the country, including Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland, can use the frameworks.
Okay, so if a trust decided to go and look to procure, for example, a door contract through the SBS, how long does this process typically take?
So it would depend a little bit on the route taken. So if it's a direct award, and essentially it's just a case of sending over the contract really to both parties to sign, and for that to a copy of that to be sent to NHS SBS as well. So that could be done, you know, within a couple of days really. If you do a mini competition, I'd say it depends a little bit on the complexity of the requirement, because you want to allow enough time to turn that around, and for the awarded suppliers on that lot that you're going on to have enough time to put in a proper response. So I'd say you probably want at least 3 weeks for that.
Okay.
But yeah, it would depend a little bit on the complexity. If it's a very straightforward requirement, then it might be sooner than that.
Basically, the principle of a power adjustable door closer is you can wind the power size up, and that doesn't affect the speed of the close at all. It is just the power exerted. Now, where there's positive air pressure, the air has got to get out of the room for the door to close. And when the door closes too fast, so you come round at say 3 second close, the air has not been given time to get out the room, and the door will stay open by about 10 or 15 millimeters, and you can actually hear air rushing out. Now, with the power fully up and the speed right down, you actually allow the air to get out, and the power just powers through all that motion, and usually that works 9 times out of 10.